4:20. Got 2 sessions today, so I'll be starting out with a bike and then I'll be squatting and benching a little bit later after my morning PT clients. Gonna get all my bits together, head down to the gym. I'll catch you. So good morning guys, I have got down into the gym now. I'm kicking off my bike session. Today's bike session is starting out just with a bit of easy work and gonna finish off with some efforts at FTP. My FTP currently is about 250, so it's not too high. But coming back into bike training, it's been ideal that my FTP has obviously been a bit lower, because if I was basing everything off of my old FTP, everything would be really hard. So 4:45 and I'm just kicking off now. Training at this time, don't get me wrong, it's not too bad once you're up, but it is hard to get out of bed. Especially in these winter days where the nights are very dark, it's pretty cold, and coming down to the gym can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. However, because I set myself up for success last night, I packed all my stuff, I set my bike up, I got the radiator set to come on at 10 to 4, so at least give some warmth into the room, had my bib shorts and everything ready. So literally all I had to do was get up, weigh myself, get myself dressed, have some food and get down there and start going. Admittedly it took a little bit longer, just been a little bit slower this morning, but I don't need to be into the city till 7:30, so I have to leave here about 6:30. So yeah, got a little bit of time still. So I'm gonna get my head down. The session's about 1 hour and 20. It's a nice amount of time to get some work through those legs, get them all primed and prepped for some heavy squats later, building up to something fun. So let's get on with the session. I'll catch you in a bit. So coming to about 20 minutes or just over 20 minutes now into the workout, and I thought that's a really good time to show you guys this little investment that I made. That was probably one of the best things I did for indoor cycling. Normally when I start on the trainer, I'm not cold. So I normally wear a hoodie, not cold at all. But once I start getting hot, then I'll have to get off the bike and turn the fan on. This is where the investment comes in. Think about £6 or £8 on Amazon, not expensive, smart plug. So, got the app, got the fan set up already. So all I do, ideal. So now, get a nice cool breeze when it was needed, rather than sitting there cold at the start of the bike, taking longer to warm up. I let my body heat up naturally, and then I artificially cool it down with that bad boy. Right, I'm about to get into some alternating minute intervals of slightly higher power and lower power. So let's get into it. So 1 interval down of 1 minute at high cadence and 2 minutes at low cadence. Here's round 2, 135 plus RPM. My legs don't move that fast. So I legit there didn't get above 120 cadence. I tried as well. We're just bouncing around too much. So must be doing something wrong there. Must be in too low a gear or something, I don't know. 2 minute interval here at 85 or faster cadence. Sitting at 85 bang on now. Whew. Even though it's not high power, those fast legs, they get so aerobic. I just don't move that fast. Whew. Anyway, got 2 more of those to do, so 4 total, and then I think it's into the FTP effort. So, I'm giving these a try for the first time. This is Precision Fuels Gel Shot. 30 grams of carbs from a dual fuel source. So, sugars from both fruit and normal glucose. It's an original flavor. So normally my ones have a bit of a flavor to them, but they come out with these mainly just to help with taste fatigue. And the last thing you're gonna want when you're racing is for you not to take on a gel because you don't want that taste.
So they're apparently all right. We'll see. So cheeky 30 grams. Let's go. That's decent. That's really nice. It just tastes sweet, but like not of anything. Basically just tastes of sugar. It's great. One of the reasons I really love these dual source gels is because when you take them in, it's a bit clumpy. So rather than a normal gel, which is just basically like liquid, because he's got a little bit of texture to them, you kind of want to have it, you want to eat it. Sorry, I'm just sitting at just under my FTP at the moment. Ooh, trying to talk. I think what this reminds me of has to be probably like, if you've ever had a spoonful of brownie apple sauce, or inside of an apple pie, you've got like the soft clumps of apple, and then like the filling stuff, whatever that is, actually sugar. That's what that is, just not apple flavour. But saying that, I might give brownie apple sauce a go and some intra-workout carbs. I fucking love brownie apple. So I've got just over 10 minutes left of this interval. Sitting at 240 watts. My current FTP is 252. So obviously this is up there for me at the moment. It's so annoying comparing myself to previous selves. Like, as I'm saying that, I'm only at 240. I used to be better. Who gives a fuck? As a previous self, I think it's awesome to use yourself as a measure against, but make sure when you do compare yourself, you're comparing yourself to a similar time. Because I know when I had my best watts per kilo was when I was just cycling. I know when I had my best powerlifting performance was when I was just powerlifting. Both of those endeavors are at opposite ends of the spectrum. One's aerobic and one's anaerobic. Obviously you can do anaerobic cycling, just doing sprints and shit, but one's lifting weights, one's doing cardio. But in the pursuit of trying to blend both, it's the pursuit of trying to drop the ego. And I love an ego. I think I'm quite good now. I used to be terrible. But I feel I'm quite good now at not being so egotistical and using the ego when it's appropriate. Normally, when you're trying to lift heavy, you know, go in with confidence, blah, blah, blah. But as I've got older, I've had to realize I have to be more conservative at times because my ego doesn't lift weights for me. I still have to do the work. Anyway, 8 minutes left of this FTP. So, nearly halfway. Jesus. I'll catch you guys after the workout. Whew, okay, so that's done. That was an hour and 12 minutes. I'll put the details up here from Strava. Nice little tempo session, really going some high cadence work, some low cadence work, and then a big 15-minute effort at just below FTP, which was 240 watts for me. Challenging, got really tough, admittedly, because I was trying to talk through half of it. I underestimated how hard that was going to be, but then I had to really get the head down and nail it in. So really happy with how kind of cycling's feeling. It's nice. I kind of every Wednesday morning I cycle first thing, and then I do a big cycle on the weekend. So generally I'm trying to cycle twice a week, even while I've been in this powerlifting prep. I've had to reduce running altogether after I crushed my ankle the other week. If you didn't catch the video, you can see the video there. I squatted 200 kilos for a double after crushing my ankle, and it really, it sounds stupid, but it didn't actually feel that bad. And kind of then I think done some damage because it's still a bit bruised, and I've got to compete in 3 weeks time. And I've got a squat today. We'll see. Anyway, enough of that. What I've got to do now is quickly shower, get myself ready, motorbike into the city, have a couple of clients, and then squat and bench And maybe some bicep curls. No, definitely some bicep curls. Anyway, see you there. And just like that, breakfast is served. I've got about 5 minutes to eat this. Everyone's still asleep, hence why the lower tones. 5 minutes to eat this, and then get into the city. It's gonna take me 45 minutes, but it looks like a beautiful morning. Really nice. So let's get eating and let's get going. Decent strength session there, solid numbers on my squat and my bench, really happy. Bench maybe a little bit pushy, probably kind of could have gone a little bit lighter today, but it is what it is. And squat, yeah, even though I've had to change my squat style because of my dodgy ankle, felt good, felt really good, 220 for that single. So I'm going to head home now and give you a little debrief on the full day. See you there. So just got home and back where the story began, back in the home gym. Really happy with today, really happy. After damaging my ankle a couple of weeks ago on the motorbike, I just wasn't sure if I was going to be able to compete at the powerlifting competition booked for the 3rd of December. And today's squats, I've had to adjust my squats slightly. As I mentioned, I now have to sit a little bit more into my heels and really focus on a bit more of a posterior hip dominant squat, rather than allowing my knee to track over my toes and cause stress around my ankle joint. Now, it's still probably not ideal that I'm squatting with this dodgy ankle, but got a competition, you got to do what you got to do to make sure you can get to comp day. Bench press was a little bit harder than I thought. I probably shouldn't have gone for the 150, probably should have went 145, but 140 just felt really good, and I'd done it for a double the week before. So I was like, I might as well. A really good double day worth of training. Some really good biking this morning there. And then obviously with my squats, bench, and obviously those bicep curls as well. So I think one of the big takeaways from today that I want you guys to take on board is that if you are getting into the hybrid training space, thinking about blending some endurance work with some strength work, remember that your strength isn't going to be as high as it could be if you focus just on strength, and your fitness probably won't be as high as it could be if you was just focusing on fitness. And when you're blending both, you're probably going to be more above average on both rather than necessarily great at either. And for me, after hitting my lifetime goals last year, I'm now at the stage where I kind of just want to be above average at many things rather than just great at one thing. So it's definitely a bit of an ego experiment. Even though I feel I've kind of lost a lot of the ego that I had when I was a lot younger, now that I've got older, I've got kids, I still have some ego there to drive and push, and ego is still good. especially if you're still competing or anything like that. It's good to have your ego to be able to push yourself. But sometimes you just need a little bit of reality check and realize that if you're going to compare yourself to a previous best, unless you're comparing yourself to a previous hybrid self where you was doing both strength and endurance, you cannot compare yourself to just doing strength, say, or just doing endurance. So if you did enjoy today's video, I'd really appreciate a cheeky little thumbs up and a subscribe. It would really help the channel grow. And as always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.